starting in a downward facing dog. Then we're just going to move into a push-up from here. As you come down, take your arms away from each other, and then as you look to the right, you're going to bend that right elbow, taking your hand so it's in line with your elbow here, and then walking your elbow forward enough that it comes in line with your shoulder, and then looking to the left. Plant your left hand on the floor and move your hips away from the right side, so to the left, as you step that left foot over to the right. You'll get a nice deep stretch in your right arm here now. Might stay there for 10 breaths or so. I'll show you the other side now. So make sure that after you finish that pose, you go to the other side, again, looking to the right, and then stepping that foot over to the left. Remember that your elbow is in line with your shoulder, and your wrist is in line with your elbow here. And then you want to see if you can keep that right, this time it's the left, shoulder down toward the floor as you turn your chest to face toward the side wall here. You get a nice deep stretch in that position. As you turn your knee up, it helps you to turn your chest. Alright, when you finish that, if you want to take a vinyasa, feel free, or you can just come out of the position. For the next pose, we're going to work the shoulders in a little bit of a different stretch here, starting standing with your feet separated apart, and then from there, notice that your legs are engaged. You need that firm foundation there. As you take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, and draw your shoulders behind you. This movement here, palms together, shoulders drawing back. You may not get your palms together, that's fine, but from there you're going to start to take your arms over your head as you move your head down toward the floor. And again, you may not have the flexibility to put your head all the way to the floor. If you do, that's fine. If not, your arms are just hanging over your head in the air here. If your hands come down, they draw toward the earth and give you a nice stretch in the shoulders. And from there you can come up, arms away from each other. Now, we're going to go in a little bit of a different angle. As you take the left arm over your head, the right hand comes behind your back. See if you can walk your hands up along your back toward each other, clasping. If you can go further than that, you can always try to walk your hands towards your wrists. It'll give you an even deeper stretch. If that doesn't work, try passing a strap or a towel or anything you can grab onto from that left top arm. Let it hang down along your back, and then walk your right arm up along. See if you can grab onto that. It'll give you a chance to work this position. And you can always just climb that hand up along the towel. Maybe it eventually will touch your fingers. Right, once you've got a good grip of whatever you're holding on to here, maybe you're going to stay standing tall in this position, feeling your legs strong and engaged. You can use your head against your top arm if your elbow manages to get that far. Or you can even start to bring yourself down into this pose. Now the stretch gets a lot deeper when you go down. So don't force that right away, and if you do start to go down, go slowly. Your shoulder will have a little more pressure as you come down into it. Maybe you stay standing. When you've had enough, and maybe that's 10 breaths or more, stand up, and then you can switch to the other side. Of course, you're probably going to want to release your shoulders a little, and then take the other arm up, and it comes behind your head. Gently, the other arm moves up along your back, and clasp in whatever way worked for you. Now, you'll notice that one side is often tighter than the other, so don't be afraid or don't be worried if you have to use the strap on this side even though you didn't need it on the other. Maybe you're going to spend a few extra breaths on the tight side. And then from there again, if you're going down, just go slowly. When you've finished, come up, release the stretch, let it go. Remember, 10 breaths, maybe 5 is enough. If you want to do 15, stretching out your shoulders. Now we're going to go to the wall. You're going to take your hands on the wall, and from there, place your elbows on the wall. Notice that your elbows are going to be shoulder distance apart, and your hands are also shoulder distance apart. So your wrists are directly over your elbows here. You start to hang down through your arms. Again, try not to let your elbows come wide like that. Instead, while you're here, don't let them slide apart. Keep your hands shoulder distance apart, your elbows shoulder distance, and just hang through that. It's a much different stretch. If that doesn't work for you, you can try using a strap like this, or tying a rope around your arms. You can use a skipping rope if you don't have a strap like this, and it'll lock your elbows in place. I like to use a block in between the hands, and that'll lock your hands in place. You don't have to worry about them sliding away from each other. And then the same idea. Just let yourself hang down through there. Eventually you're going to be able to use your arms and your hands to keep them locked there, but using the strap can help you to get this stretch before that's possible. Shoulder flexibility is very useful for preventing injury. For instance, this is an old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition where I was in pretty bad position. The shoulder flexibility here let me survive long enough to reverse the position.
Yeah, put it
And
in, put it
even
in.
though
Yeah,
as I
yeah,
went to
yeah, yeah,
reverse this
yeah.
position, he still had my arm locked up. He still
Go,
had me
go,
in a
go,
lot of
go.
trouble. I managed to survive long
Mount,
enough there
mount.
without having to worry about it to get on top. Lost the match. Demetrius was a tough guy.